And I'm joined now by one of the show's stars, Alexandra Beaton, who plays Emily. Now, before we get started, Emily's kind of mean, so I'm a little bit nervous about this interview. How closely does she adhere to your regular personality?
Not that closely, though I do like her. I've spent a lot of time with her over the past 5 years, so I've gotten to know her softer side, but I'm not going to yell at you, so don't worry.
Okay, sigh of relief. Now, we're heading into the second half of season 5. There's been over 100 episodes of the show so far. So what is it about the next step that resonates with fans and viewers?
I think just the reality aspect of it. I mean, the fact that in the show there's so many things that kids these days can relate to, everything from math competitions to the pressures of dance to even just the integral friendships formed on the show. I mean, people can really just vibe with it.
So you've been on the show since the beginning, so how has your role evolved over the past 5 seasons?
Probably in every way possible. I mean, Emily started off as a dancer, and now she actually is running the studio. So kind of everything in between that, you get to see her grow, or you've gotten to see her grow, and just change, not too much, but just enough.
So still the core, the mean core of Emily is still...
I wouldn't say mean. I would say she's determined.
She's determined.
And
that
she's
is
very
nice way of putting it.
strong.
Strong-willed.
Yes.
Okay. Now, singing and dancing obviously is an integral part of the show. And you were mentioning earlier that you had the acting chops, but not necessarily the dancing chops of the rest of the cast. So how did you get yourself up to snuff?
I actually rehearsed at a company called Dance Inc., I think, Dance Inc. They basically took me from being a very C-level dancer to hopefully A-troupe material. And also just a lot of amazing camera work by our crew at The Next Step made me look up to par.
All right, now as we move toward the second half of season 5, can you give us a few tidbits of what either Emily is going to encounter over the second half of the season or just the troupe in general?
Well, this start of the season, you actually get to see both my troupe and Michelle's troupe go head-to-head, and the regionals participant will be decided, which is a huge thing. And then further on in the season, you get to see Emily and Michelle try and figure it out, try and reach compromises, and try and learn how to work together, which after 5 years is pretty big.
And The Next Step returns tomorrow at 4:30 on the Family Channel. Thank you, Alexandra, for being here. Still ahead on the national edition of The Morning Show, Alan Doyle from Great Big Sea talks about his music and his bond with Russell Crowe.